So we have been hearing from members on every level about service and mission and ministry. And during this pledge campaign, the request was for members to talk about how God has moved in their lives, how they've reached a place of service and where they serve and how they're connected. And they were given an opportunity to really reflect on the scripture, as you heard Sinelli say last week, and to think about what that means for their life of service and mission and ministry. And so our pledge campaign for next year is Ignite Hope, Step Up and Step In. And thinking about that, I've invited each one of them to share from their hearts what God has done in their lives, what they're learning, and how they're growing. So we're going to hear from Alyssa Ware, and I want to invite us to give her a warm welcome. Let's receive Alyssa.
Good morning, church. Good morning. I'm a little nervous. I was more intimidated because I was like the only younger one. So I was like kind of getting my story was a little bit more harder because I feel like I haven't reached the point to my fullest yet. You know what I mean? So, my name's Alyssa Ware, and I'm 18 years old, and I'm a senior at Cosumnes Oaks High School. And my journey, I've always grown up in church every Sunday, ever since I could remember. And I've grown up in a small church, and it was very, I would say, sheltered. And coming here, that's brought a whole new perspective for me. And then also with school, I went to a Waldorf school, if anyone's ever heard of that. It was, it was created by Rudolf Steiner, and I think the first one originated in Germany. And so basically, in the most simplest terms I can put it in, is a lot of traditional academics and thinking like reading and math are put aside until your later years of elementary school. And then you learn, I learned how to play the violin, woodworks, a lot of arts and crafts, and appreciating a lot of different cultures. So I feel with that, I grew up with a lot of love in my heart and just surrounded by that. And then also with the small church again, I knew everyone's name, everyone watched me grow up. So then when that transition to high school came, it was a lot different for me because I didn't go to a Waldorf high school. So I had a lot of love in my heart, and I feel like my parents, what they were doing was protecting me. But in the long run, it kind of gave me a disadvantage because I imagined so many people would be so passionate and loving and have room to care for one another, but that wasn't the truth. So, and I met Pastor Quintisha in my freshman year of high school at the very beginning. So all throughout my whole transition to a Waldorf school, to a regular public school, she came in at the perfect time, and all her sermons have really resonated with my life. And even though a lot of the age gap, that was one of the most intimidating things the first time I walked in here, I really noticed that there wasn't a lot of young people, so that intimidated me to kind of get involved. But Pastor Quintisha, she offered me last summer, the summer of 24, I went on the camping trip in Santa Cruz. And everyone else had a sibling or knew someone, and I felt kind of like the odd one out, and I was like, I don't really know anyone, but I knew it was going to make my mom happy. And I was expanding, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to go, I'm going to meet new people, and I was really nervous. I went a week without talking to my parents. I didn't have my phone, and it kind of just gave me a whole new perspective on so many people that are even younger can be going through so much, and you could be their escape. And that helped me to lead to know I want to be a teacher. So that week really gave me just so much time where I could be around young people. And now I understand older generations that talk about how it's so impactful and what we learn in school can be such an impact. Now I feel like that, and we have to really take our younger generation seriously and listen to them. And also coming from a younger person, most people or kids my age just want to be heard and have our story listened to. So that's why I want to be a teacher and have that opportunity for everyone. And so after the camping trip, I did Fishes and Loaves with Alan. And then after that, I went to a summer class, an art class with Pastor Quintisha. We did yard work service. hosting the yard sale, coffee hour. I also participate in Sunday school. So all these opportunities just coming together, it feels like a fresh of breath air. And like every time I'm going through something during the week, I'm like, I just wish Sunday could come. Like I know the sermon is going to make me feel better and make me feel comfortable. And coming to this church with the small church, I was nervous because I didn't know anyone. They had all watched me grow up, so coming closer with everyone that's in this church and making my family feel welcomed, because it was a really, I would say, a rough transition, but everyone here just always made me feel comfortable and appreciated, and regardless of what I had to say. And I love that, just the whole church and everyone coming together. So if there was one thing I would tell everyone to tell your young people is to come to church. There's so many resources, and making me feel better. Like this is the most strongest and confident I've ever felt with myself, seeing someone that looks like me and representing my faith and our faith all together. It just makes me feel so positive and happy and a breath of fresh air. And I just want all young people to feel like that, because I know a lot of us feel anxiety and a lot of just seeing everything in the world and how corrupt we're living right now. I think church is exactly in a community that everyone feels safe and appreciated deserves. So thank you.